Hi there. Hi there and welcome to this review of the one-way daily devotionals for the 16th to the 20th of January. And we'll be reading from John chapter 14, verses 18 down to 26. We began the week by looking at something which I find I just can't understand it. I know it's true because it's in the Bible, but I can't understand it because my mind can't get round it. Jesus said, "You will know that I am in my Father and you in me, and I in you." What are we to make of that? It's something to receive by faith. Jesus said, and you'll find it in Hebrews 13, that I will never leave you nor forsake you. But the reason he can say that is because we're in him and he is in us. Now, whether we can get our minds around it or not, the Bible is telling us we are inseparable from the creator of the universe the moment we ask Jesus into our lives. Invite Jesus to talk to you, and he will. He's already there. And that really is the antidote to loneliness, because Jesus said, "I will never leave you nor forsake you." He's always there for us. On Tuesday, we had a first question of the week. Is it or isn't it a tough call? It relates to Jesus when he said, "My commandments, he who has my commandments and keeps them, it is he who loves me." I'd like to read the verse, John 14:21, that we read on Tuesday from the Message. It says this: "The person who knows my commandments and keeps them, that's who loves me. And the person who loves me will be loved by my Father, and I will love him and make myself plain to him." What we can draw from this is that we should first get to know Jesus' commands and obey them, and in response to that, we'll get to know Jesus better. There is a confidence that we can have, and that's a confidence of faith, and this is something that we looked at on Wednesday. Really, just to sort of cut to the chase, let's grasp hold of the fact that as we accept all that Jesus can do for us and earnestly desire the spiritual gifts he wishes us to receive and has for us, then we'll recognize that we'll succeed in life and in our walk of faith through submission to Jesus rather than by our own efforts. Thursday, another question, but what if? We were looking at John 14, verses 23 and 24. "He who does not love me," said Jesus, "does not keep my words, and the word which you hear is not mine, but the Father's who sent me." What if we goof up and sin? Repenting of our sin, asking God's forgiveness, and fighting against the spiritual enemies that tempt us is part of keeping Jesus' words. Just check it out in Ephesians 6, verses 10 to 18. God understands that we can fail. Now just think of the story of David and that episode when he saw Bathsheba bathing, and as a consequence, he put her husband in the front line and told his commander to withdraw so that this man would be isolated and therefore killed in battle, so that then he could take Bathsheba for wife. Now, this is quite horrific because, in a sense, David was actually planning the murder of Bathsheba's husband so that he could gain her. That was so bad. But you see, God said that David was a man after his own heart, and God is concerned about our heart attitude and the direction we really want to go. God said that sinful King David was a man after his own heart, because that raw passion of David's that got him into trouble was also the same raw passion that fueled his zealousness for God. So if you are one, like me, who finds, oh dear, I'm sorry, Lord, but I've sinned, take encouragement from this. God is on our side. He knows what we like. And yes, he doesn't approve of our sin in any way at all. And I'm not saying that, but he leaves the way open for us to go back and say, Lord, please help me. And, I just think that is just so brilliant, because God is a realist. And sometimes I think we're harder on ourselves, and certainly far harder on other people than God is. Because what he's concerned about is seeing people put into a right position with him. That's his ultimate aim. It's not his will, says the Bible, that any person should perish. So that his desire is to see us in a right relationship with him and to see us overcome sin. We close the week with this wonderful thought that we've not been deserted by Jesus. Well, maybe there've been times in your life, maybe even now is one of them, when you think, well, God, where are you? Well, we looked at an advertisement, an old advertisement, that has as its theme, you are never alone with this particular product. And you'll have to check up the online, you have to check up the written devotional to discover what that product was. But Jesus called the Holy Spirit Paracletus. That's the Greek. Rather, I should say that in the Greek of the New Testament, the word used is Paracletus. And translated, it means one called to one side to give aid. Hence the translations that we have saying helper. But Paracletus was also a Greek legal term describing a counsel for the defense, an advocate. And the Holy Spirit is there for all of us who follow Jesus. We're never alone, because the Holy Spirit is always with us, a constant companion, ever present, ever faithful, and ever able to help us through life. I think it's a wonderful that in this first month of the new year that we can really absorb this lesson that Jesus wanted to tell us. Whichever way you look at it, whether you look at the Father, the Son, or the Holy Spirit, God is ever present with us. And he is there, and actually we're secure in his love. And he's always there for us to turn to. I hope you have a good weekend, and I look forward very much to seeing you next week.